Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joseph Mueller, and I want to thank you for joining me on my digital project. For my project, I chose the piracy and slavery, so lesson 4, the transatlantic slave trade and the golden age of piracy. Specifically, though, I am focusing on Sir Francis Drake and the viewpoint of pirates. This is a game called Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. It's been out for years, being slowly built upon, and it provides a good source of historical references to really go and learn and intrigue lessons of history. This level is about Sir Francis Drake going through the Caribbean islands down to Peru. Well, it says Peru, but it's actually off the coast of Mexico. And in it, you will see that he goes in and he conquers as a pirate, but he is under the British crown at this point. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys listen to the intro, and then I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to quickly fast forward through the entire playing, and then we'll watch the ending of it. So, with that,
In the summer of 1572, Francis Drake reached the Caribbean after 2 long months at sea. From his ship, he saw the rising outlines of the islands. These were part of the lifeblood of the Spanish Empire, the stopping points for galleons filled with gold and silver mined in Peru. Drake knew that the Spanish king and his viceroy were greedy. The cannons on these galleons had been removed to make more room for gold. With his own England threatened by the Spanish king, Drake concocted his daring plan to plunder the Caribbean and seize these unarmed galleons. If all went well, the Spanish would have no idea what would hit them, and Drake would become a rich man.
so in this level, it is talking about it's a made up scenario of loosely based events of things that have happened. So this is where History 1 and History 2 come into play of roughly what actually happened and then what is written. And then this is essentially a rewrite to make it fun for children and teenagers to learn history. One thing I will point out is that under the hints, right here, under number 7, it makes an effort into pointing out slavery. Explore the Spanish mainland to find French pirates and African former slaves who will join Drake. There may be even a hero or two amongst them. This also points out that many of the pirates uh, of the uh, of the Caribbean days were actually former slaves. Here it states other daring men see the same opportunities here. Drake will be able to find sailors and soldiers throughout the islands and beaches. Likewise, Drake can find former slaves, here they're called Maroons, who will join him to get revenge on the Spanish slavers. So, with that being the case, Sir Francis Drake is going around finding, you know, free slaves who, former slaves who basically have a vendetta against the Spanish, and they're going to use them to assist in this mission. So, with that, let me go ahead and go through quickly. I will condense this really short, and then we'll talk more about it later. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself.
Sailors! Do you know what lies across these waters? On the isles the Spanish claim? There are glories and adventure, and most importantly, gold. Gold that we can take from these Spanish devils. My flagship, the Pasha, named after the holiest day in the calendar. It has a skeleton crew and the boards are weathered by the voyage. I will need to find sailors to man the rigging. There may be some good Frenchmen and some of old Hawkins' men around. The Little Swan. Do not underestimate it. It carries a crew of fearsome marines who can board and take any Spanish galleon.
Mandatum? Yes.
The old missionary says that natives refuse the word of God. He asks that you take him from this island.
Impero sane. Yay.
Get on board, mate! The Pasha could use another savvy sailor.
Ready. Yeah.
Get on board, mate! The Pasha could use another savvy sailor.
Maroons,
Greater
former
Quillen
slaves taken
Correctus.
from their homelands in Africa. They have broken their bonds and now live as free men and women.
Yay. Argo. Correctus. Ein. Sane. Mandatum? Ready. Mandatum? Ich willen.
Spanish! I do not wish to kill you, but I will if you resist. Turn over your coins and jewelry. Get on board, mate! The Pasha could use
Yay.
another savvy
Yes.
sailor.
Captain Drake, my wife was sold to a master who took her to another land. Please, help me find her.
Ready. Equilin. Yay. Ready. Yes. Mandatum. Yay. Ready.
Mandatum?
Mandatum. Yes. Yay. Yay. Mandatum. Ready. Yay.
Ein. Ein.
Equilin. Ready. Yes. Equilin. Mandatum. Yay. Yay. Matal. Yes. Bite. Ready. Matal. Equilin. Yay. Yay.
Ready.
Mandatum. Yay.
Yay.
Ready. Mandatum. Equilin. Yay. Bite. Ready. Yay.
Get on board, mate! The Pasha could use another
Mandatum.
savvy sailor. Spaniards! Your viceroy cannot protect you anymore. Give me your coins,
Yay.
or I will send my men to open every chest and overturn every bed.
Ready.
Yay.
Yay. Yes.
Presto.
Yay.
Salve.
Yes. Mandatum. Equivalent. Yay. Ready. Equivalent. Yay. Yes. Yes.
Ready.
Fatal.
Ein.
Monsieur Drake! Guillaume let us to. The pleasure is mine. Now let us go. I am too old to wait around under these palm trees. My blade is getting dry.
Ahoy, galleon! Close with it, mates! We cannot sink these galleons before taking the treasure. Use the Swan to capture the next ship.
Grayton.
Equivalent. Yes. Fatal.
Presto.
Yes. Yay. Yes.
Ready. Yay. Equivalent. Yes. Fatal. Yes. Equivalent. Yes. Yay. Equivalent. Yes.
The Spanish call you El Draque and offer a bounty for
Yay.
you.
Yay. Equivalent.
Good thing you found a friend in me and my fellow Maroons. I have something else to show you, El Draque.
Yes.
I have a pinnace we can use to raid
Yay.
the Pacific coast of Panama.
Equivalent. Mandatum? Yes. Yay. Equivalent. Yay. Yay. Equivalent. Yes. Equivalent. Yes. Yay. Yes. Yay.
Thank
Equivalent.
you, Captain
Mandatum?
Drake.
Correctus.
My wife
Equivalent.
is free.
Yay. Yes. Equivalent.
Ready. Yes.
Take the gunpowder and the gold.
Yay. Equivalent.
Yay.
Yay. Ready. Yes. Yea, Equilin. Ready. Yes. Yea, Equilin. Mandatum? Yea.
Impero. Correctus. Presto. Ein.
Mandatum correctus. Ready. Correctus.
Yea. Yes. Yea. Fight! Mandatum? Ready.
Impero.
Yes.
Equilin. Yea.
Correctus.
Spaniards! Your viceroy cannot
Oh.
protect you anymore. Give me your coins,
Correctus.
or I will send my men to open every
Sane.
chest and overturn every bed.
Argo.
Ready. Yes. Yea. Mandatum? Equilin. Ready. Yea. Yes. Equilin. Yea. Yes. Equilin. Yea. Equilin. Batal! Batal! Batal!
Salve.
Yes. Equilin.
Get on board, mate. The Pasha could use another savvy sailor.
Mandatum?
Equilin. Yea. Correctus.
Yea.
These donkeys carry gold and silver from the Inca
Ready.
mines.
Yea. Equilin. Yea. Mandatum? Yes. Equilin.
Argo.
Galleon ahoy! That Spanish ship is brimming with gold. Spanish! I do not wish to kill you, but I will if you resist. Turn over your coins and jewelry.
Yea.
Guard the captured galleon, men. We must unload its cargo before scuttling it.
Ein sane correctus.
Yea. Mandatum?
Get on board, mate! The Pasha could use another savvy sailor. Leave these natives be. We come for Spanish, not to meddle.
Yea, yea. Yes, ready. Fight!
Spaniards!
Yea.
Your viceroy cannot protect you anymore. Give me your coins, or I will send my men to open every chest and overturn every bed.
Mandatum? Equivalent. Ready. Yes. Yea. Mandatum?
Yes.
Ready. Yes. Fatal! Yea.
Get on board, mate. The Pasha could use another savvy sailor.
Mandatum? Fight!
You are freed. Now
Greetings.
fight beside me.
Yay.
Yea. Ready. Fatal! Mandatum?
Yay.
The Viceroy keeps his cannons in the workshop there, at Nombre de Dios. We take that fort, we have a cannon. The Viceroy's men here are all dead. Take from the settlers. Spare their lives if they give you no trouble. Kill them otherwise.
Correct.
Galleon ahoy! That Spanish ship is brimming with gold.
Mandatum.
Yes. Mandatum. Batal. Yea. Ready. Yea. Equivalent. Mandatum. Yea. Equivalent.
Ein. Ein.
Yes.
Salve Argo.
Ready. Equivalent. Yea. Yes.
Yea.
Yea. Mandatum. Equivalent. Yea. Yes. Yea. Ready. Mandatum. Yea. Equivalent. Yes. Yea. Equivalent. Yes. Equivalent.
Mandatum.
Yes.
Ready. Yea. Correctus.
Ready. Yea. Yea. Batal. Mandatum. Batal.
Guard the captured galleon, men. We must unload its cargo before scuttling it. Take the gunpowder and the gold.
Ein.
Equivalent. Yea.
Grayton.
Yes.
Look for a bombard in the workshop.
Ready.
Ha! We will fight the Spanish with our own weapons!
Mandatum. Equivalent. Ready. Yes.
Get on board, mate! The Pasha could use another savvy sailor.
Yay. Yay.
The Viceroy's men here are all dead. Take from the settlers. Spare their lives if they give you no trouble. Kill them otherwise. Ahoy, galleon! Close with it, mates! Guard the captured galleon, men! We must unload its cargo before scuttling it. Spanish trade in Africans at Rio Hacha. We take that fort, and the Maroons will fight with us. They have no other choice this far from Africa.
Ready. Mandatum? Yes. Yay. Ready. Yay. Yes. Yay. Yay. Yes. Equivalent. Yay. Mandatum? Equivalent. Yay. Yes. Batal!
Ransack the Spanish fort. Check the officers' quarters for the soldiers' pay.
Ready. Yay.
Hi! The Spanish are no match for the English lion. We will return to dear old England with stories to make the landlubbers jealous and much gold in our pockets.
In his raids, Francis Drake caused so much trouble for the Spanish that they gave him a name ruefully spoken, El Draque. But Drake was not yet finished. He would go on to raid the coast of California, circumnavigate the globe, and then, in 1588, he helped defeat the Spanish Armada.
Okay, so during this, we were just raiding the entire Caribbean up and down the coast, looking for galleons laden with Spanish gold and raiding the various small settlements of Spanish. Now, the reason why Sir Francis Drake was doing that, obviously, as we know, was that he was a privateer. He was a paid pirate to for England, and this is where we find a lot of differences between the historical fact of what actually happened in History 1 and then in History 2 what it's actually written about. So this would be this level of this game would be considered a History 2 because this was a level that was made up and based upon the rough accounts that we had on this. Now, in numerous occasions, I want to point out that they referred to the slave trade. And there at the end, we saw them saying, hey, they're going to fight with us because they're too far from Africa. They have no other choice, which I think maybe many enslaved people would have preferred to fight, at least for a chance for their freedom. Now, one other thing I want to point out is that the game mentioned El Draque. The Spanish gave him that name because he was an extremely bothersome individual for their trade, both in slaves and gold, and even just their stability of their small colonies. Now, also with this, though, we come to see that if the Spanish were talking about him, referring to Sir Francis Drake, he would be a criminal. But if the English were talking about him, he would be a hero. As is in the lecture, we have that YouTube segment, When You're a Professional Pirates by at the Muppets Treasure Island. And he specifically states that, it depends on how you look at a pirate that makes them bad or good. And today we have that same aspect. So for me, what I have learned through all this is that obviously don't take it at face value, do your research. The pirate topic and even the slave trade was an extremely controversial topic of all the nations. And with that being the case, I have learned much in regards to essentially pirates being good or bad, because always being taught that pirates were bad guys gives you the perception of it, but in reality, they were the folklore and the folk hero of the day. So, with that being stated, I thought this was a really good way to showcase some of the things that not only did I learn, but also to make the connection that the that even in a video game, some semblance of history can be made to intrigue a person to continue to search deeper. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me, and you all have a good day.